Before the United States became a superpower, it was just 13 rebellious colonies clinging to the Atlantic coast. In 1776, those colonies declared independence from the British Empire and fought a brutal revolution to gain it. The war lasted 8 bloody years and ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1783, where Britain formally recognized American independence. The new nation's territory stretched from the Atlantic Ocean to the Mississippi River, and from Canada down to Spanish Florida. But this was just the beginning of America's hunger for land. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson made the deal of the century with France. It was called the Louisiana Purchase, and it doubled the size of the country overnight. For $15 million, the United States bought over 800,000 square miles of land from Napoleon, who needed cash for war. The Louisiana Territory stretched from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains and from the Gulf of Mexico to Canada. To explore this vast new land, Jefferson sent Meriwether Lewis and William Clark on a legendary expedition. They journeyed thousands of miles through uncharted territory, meeting native tribes, battling the wilderness, and reaching the Pacific Ocean. Meanwhile, American settlers were pushing westward, and tensions with native peoples exploded into a series of brutal conflicts. In 1819, the United States turned its eyes south and struck a deal with Spain known as the Adams-Onis Treaty. Under this treaty, Spain handed over Florida to the United States in exchange for settling a boundary dispute in the southwest. The land grabs continued, but the next conquest would come through war. In 1836, Texas declared independence from Mexico after a bloody revolt that included the legendary Battle of the Alamo. For nearly a decade, Texas was its own country, the Republic of Texas, until it was annexed by the United States in 1845. This led to war with Mexico, and it would become one of the most significant land acquisitions in American history. The Mexican-American War began in 1846 and lasted until 1848, ending with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Mexico was forced to surrender nearly half of its territory, including what is now California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and parts of Colorado and Wyoming. In a single treaty, the United States expanded its reach all the way to the Pacific Ocean. But America wasn't done yet. In 1853, the Gadsden Purchase added a small but critical strip of land in southern Arizona and New Mexico. It was purchased to make way for a southern transcontinental railroad and to clean up the border after the Mexican War. As settlers surged west, conflict with Native American tribes erupted into decades of warfare. Entire nations were pushed off their lands, forced onto reservations, or destroyed in battle. The idea of manifest destiny took hold, a belief that Americans were destined to control the continent from coast to coast. In 1867, the United States made another bold move by purchasing Alaska from Russia for $7 million. People laughed and called it Seward's folly, but they stopped laughing when gold and oil were discovered. Alaska would become a vital piece of the American puzzle, rich in natural resources and military power. After the Civil War, the push west accelerated with railroads, homesteading, and the destruction of the bison herds. The last major land acquisition came in 1898, when the United States annexed Hawaii. What started as a peaceful kingdom was overthrown by American sugar planters backed by U.S. Marines. Hawaii's strategic location in the Pacific made it essential for America's growing naval power. By 1900, the United States had transformed from a small group of colonies into a continental empire. From the icy shores of Alaska to the beaches of Florida, from the deserts of the Southwest to the Hawaiian Islands, the land was vast and diverse. But every acre of that land came with a price. Some was bought in secret, some was seized in war, and some was taken through force and deception. The expansion brought freedom for some and destruction for others. It reshaped the world map, toppled nations, and built a global power. This is how the United States got its land. And every inch of it tells a story. Like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more. Share to support the channel.